Yeah, what's up, guys? You got your boy Knowledge here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, I'm playing some Saha Sword. Now, the reason why I decided to record this game is because I actually got a really good game versus Dragon. Now, I actually like playing Dragon as a non-Dragon class. To go ahead and try to show you guys exactly what it is they have to do, because there are certain I guess mistakes or misconceptions that people kind of run into when they play Dragon. For example, one of them is that you can't beat 4M Dragon. No, you can beat 4M Dragon. It's just gonna be a lot harder than trying to fight a 2 ramp or a no ramp Dragon. The other thing is that, well, one, understanding just how much longer is just a longer in time frame. So if you're playing a deck that can go into the late game, it's definitely gonna be accepting that that instead of being a turn 9 or a turn 6, turn 7 deck or whatever, you might have to go to upwards of, say, turn 12, turn 15 or whatever in order to beat Dragon. And that's not for everyone. So obviously, if you find yourself in that situation, you probably might be better off scooping, unless of course you can want the points or whatever. The other thing is understanding what kind of game plan you need to have when you face Dragon. So for me, the game plan that I like the most is just play units that don't cost you anything to play. For example, things like Geno. Geno usually comes out, kills something, and if it's the enhanced Geno, even when you kill it, he still gives you 2 tokens. Or stuff like Carrot. Carrot, no matter how many times you kill it, you always get the Carrot back unless you banish it. And things like that are really, really annoying for Dragon, just because it slowly but surely makes their AoEs less good. And the more often that they AoE, the more times you can go ahead and develop, and at some point they will in fact run out of AoE. This is actually how this is actually how specifically midrange Shadow gets Dragon, because all those things say Bone Chimera, or say Angelvis, or say a Tendon, or say a Tendon, right? They don't care if they're dead, because they achieve something when they die. And slowly but surely, it makes it so that over time the AoEs actually become minuses as opposed to pluses, or they become overall more closer to even, which is not where the Dragon player wants to be. When the Dragon player AoEs your board, they want to get a +2, +3, +4, whatever. They want to get a huge plus off of it, and kind of bring it down to a simplification game in which you suddenly no longer have good creatures, and your removal can't actually deal with what the Dragon player is doing. The other thing that's important for when you play versus Dragon is to know if your deck has good standalone kills a big boy or big girl type cards. For example, do you have Dance of Dust in your deck? Do you have little Soul Splashers? Do you have Mazies? Do you have Executions? Do you have Dance of Dust? Things like that actually matter quite a bit, just because we've all been there when my opponent just slams Baja on me on 6th. Well, if you had a DOD, or if you had something that would answer the Bahamut, ideally you want to make it a creature, so this way you don't experience a tempo loss. But if you have those, you can kind of turn the tides on Dragon, because most times when people slam Bahamut, they're not expecting that Bahamut to be cleared, and they usually don't have a follow-up to it, because most people don't chain their thrusts correctly. And then lastly, it's just having the patience and not overextending into AoE, because again, you want to make their AoEs as inefficient for you as possible. Just because the more inefficiently they use it, the more likely that they have to use more. If they use more, eventually they're going to run out. When they run out, the game actually goes a little bit back into your favor, because when Dragon has no AoEs, and when they run out of evos, it actually becomes a lot easier for people to deal with it, just because, oh, well, now suddenly if they have to develop something into your board and you can clear it, well, that's bad news for them. For Sword in particular, I actually feel Sword has a lot of these really nice options to do it. For example, they have Young Ogre Hunter Momo, they have Tsubaki, they have Maisie, they also have, well, I have, I guess, because I'm the only person playing this, but they also have Saha package to go for the Saha Baha Yo-Yo, or they can go for the worst case scenario, which is the Saha Ishrafil, evolve the Saha, trade both. But there are definitely things you can do, and it just requires that you actually go ahead and you just have a lot, and I mean a lot of patience. All right, so again, the game I'm about to show you is gonna be one such game. Oops. go. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, it does help that I play a lot of dragons, so I know, like, intimately how to deal with these things, but, yeah. So I have the Kaiser. I only play one of Kaiser on this list right now, so I'll go ahead and keep the Kaiser. Also can keep the Maisie as well. Maisie is a 2-drop, like, if I draw other 2-drops, I want to be able to play it out. Because early on, you do actually want to try to see if you can end the game before like turn 6, turn 7, or whatever. I mean, if you can't, then it's important to, like, know when you can't, and just, you know, go from there. But, yeah, but that'll definitely be my plan, because, like, I don't want to be able to ramp for free. I want him to have to, like, take turns off of ramping in order to clear my board. But here, we just see him go Oracle again. So this is already dangerous for me. So, right now, because he's at 6 mana on my turn 3, we know that at no point in time can I ever, like, make a big board. So we already know that this game is probably going to go long. It also hurts that I drew not one, but double Albert. Now, it's actually kind of amusing, because most times when I actually play Versus Dragon as, like, control sword or whatever, I actually have troubles actually drawing the Albert. So now that I have both in my hand, I'm just kind of like, wow, okay. Now, the good thing is I do have the Maisie. The Maisie actually helps a lot, just because again, if he makes anyone like Big Boy or whatever, I can kill it for free. So I'll go ahead and I'll play up the Kaiser. The Kaiser is really nice because, again, it outlives AoEs and it actually gives you something to do each and every turn to annoy him. Here he plays Fervor, so we see that he's already ramped 4 times, I think. No, 3 times. 3.5 times, yeah. So here I'll go ahead and go Unica plus Carrot. Now, because of the Carrot, I always have the Conduit for Maisie, so if you don't have a Conduit for Maisie, you definitely hold something back, but in the event they have the Carrot, you always full play everything. So this way, he's more enticed to want to go ahead and AoE your board as opposed to doing something else. However, I didn't actually have to play at the Unica here, but definitely, like, I didn't really care, so I was okay playing it out. So here, he goes for the Saha Quill. So I kind of wanted Breath of Simon to come out. That would be a lot better for me, but unfortunately, nope. So he goes Saha, Israfil. We know that most likely next turn what he's going to want to do is he's going to want to Israfil, so it's fine. We could already, like, account for that, and that'll be okay. So here I'll just go ahead and go Carrot plus Liriel. So I do this because I want him to give me an Eva right now. If he gives me an Eva right now, that's good for me. However, instead he keeps drawing. So we see here that he's achieved the 4-amp. He's achieved the 4-amp. He's played not one, but double Fervor, as well as the Oracle that drew him a card. So he's actually several cards ahead of me in Fatigue. He also has a full hand, and that's fine. So here I'll go ahead and play out the Council. I play out the Council specifically because it outlives the Israfil. He's already used a Blazing Breath from earlier. Now, the only, like, I guess, like, quote-unquote blowout he has here is if he has exactly the Israfil plus the Blazing Breath, but that's unlikely because, again, we've already seen him use one, and he's played a lot of doubles and triples of a certain card, so we know that he most likely will not have seen it again. If he does, okay, boo-hoo, I don't know, like, you got me. However, in the event where he doesn't have it, this now means that the Spade Raider, which is the most important one right now, is going to outlive the Israfil's Evo. Additionally, it means that now I'll get to buy myself 4 HP because his Saha Quill will in fact trade into the Spade Raider. Now, the only way that in which his Saha Quill does not make that play is if he has Dread Sea Queen combo, but I do not think he's on Dread Sea Queen combo just quite yet because he's playing the Saha Quill stuff. So most likely he's just you know, classic like Saha ramp. So he makes the evolve. We'll trade here. Again, we can safely say that due to, like, the incredible amount of, like, loss aversion it will bring, unless he has, like, Forte Erd, or unless he has some form of, like, 12 damage reach in his hand, he is not going to go face here. What he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and make this trade for him, because, like, if he doesn't make this trade and I have it, like, say a second Council, I get to clear off his Israfil and his Saha Quill as well for free. Yep, so he'll go ahead and make the trade here. That's fine by me. I don't care. So now this turn, I draw into a very, very interesting situation. So I have 2 different options I can go for here. Sorry, I have 2 different options I can go for here. One is to go for Saha Baha. Saha Baja is the most obvious. However, I don't think I want to do that. The reason why I don't want to do that, at least not just yet, is because like at this point in time, the fact that I have Baja in my hand, the Baja is a concealed weapon. I don't want to like alert him to the fact that I have Baja, because like for me personally, if you show me a Baja from your Saha, or sorry, if you show me anything from your Saha, I'm going to like commit that to memory, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm always gonna like play around whatever card it was I saw. However, I can't actually say for sure whether or not he is or isn't one of those players. So because I don't know that, I'll go ahead and I'll make the Maisie play. I want to conceal the Baja for as long as humanly possible. Additionally, if I go for the Maisie play, that puts more things in play. If I put more things in play, there's a strong chance he might just AoE my board. If he chooses to AoE my board, that's good for me. Like I do not want to like alert him to the Baja unless I absolutely have to show it, and I'll only be forced to show it if he Bajas me. If he Bajas me first, that's good, because I can just go ahead and, you know, yo-yo my Baja, and I'll have one extra Baja versus his one less Baja, so we'll actually be even on Bajas. It's very, very important that they keep parity with the with their Bahamut count. So here we go ahead and I'll again make the play. I'll get in one face damage, and the one face damage here, it doesn't matter at all. He still has three symbols in his deck as well as one forever, so it does matter. Here he goes Salamander into Dragon Summon, and as you can see here, like his AoE has given me a free time to develop whatever it is I want to develop. Now granted, I can't develop anything because my hand is bad, but if I didn't draw the Lucifer here, I would just gone and replay the carrot. But I get to play out Lucifer here. Now the Lucifer is good because the Lucifer, it will force him to answer it. Because if he doesn't answer it, I can't kill him next turn, but I can kill him the turn after. So I like this because it forces two things. He's already used, I believe, 2 Breathless Salamanders or something like that. So he has to either use another Saha, which is good because that gives me more information, or he has to use a Dragoon Scyther, or he has to use a Bahamut. Now, but the Bahamut is the most interesting play for him, because like if he uses the Bahamut, like technically he doesn't actually lose anything outside of losing the Bahamut, and if he goes for that play, I'll just go for the Saha Baha Yo-Yo, and that'll be fine. However, if you play Scyther, which is what I'm expecting, this is nice because Scyther actually makes it so he has a weak turn, because he can't actually do that much with the Scyther. Instead, he plays a Staircase. I'm like, oh god, okay, all right. So this turn is another interesting thing, because this is also very, very important for when we play first Dragon, is that like to know the damage reach. Dragon literally cannot OTK you from 20. Sorry, literally cannot consistently OTK you from 20, with the exception of like Dragon Newt combo, and even there that's gimmicky as hell, because like they have the Altered Fate, and the Altered Fate has to pick up another Altered Fate for them to kill you, and that's not guaranteed. The most that Dragon can do to you is they can do the 18 damage with the Dreadseeing Genesis Ariete, or more consistently the 16 with when you sub out the Ariete for an Erd, or most assuredly just the 12 damage from the Forte Erd, or from the Dreadsea Queen Zeus Genesis. So right now I should only be playing around 12 to 16 damage. However, I'm gonna go ahead and take it a step further. If I can keep myself at either 19 plus, so either 19 or 20, I'll be good. And as we can see right now, like nothing he's played has actually stuck for more than a turn. I think I've only taken like 1 damage this entire game, and that's pretty good. Well, straight not 1 damage. I've taken like 5 damage this entire game. That's pretty good, just because, you know, I have heals. I have ways to keep myself healthy. And the longer I keep myself healthy, the more likely he's going to be forced to overextend it to something. Now, what he overextends it to, we don't know, but this is fine. So here, I'll go ahead and use Luminous Mage. The Luminous Mage is good because he's already used 2 Salamanders, so he can't actually clear up everything. He wants to clear up everything, but he can't actually do it unless he commits a Baja. Yep, he commits his first Baja, and this is good because I guarantee you he did that, 1, because I got to pop his Staircase, and 2, because he's not expecting me to have my own Bahamut. So, yep, again, drop the Baja like it's hot. And the good thing about this is that, like, if he doesn't answer, right, so even though we know that he's going to draw like 7 cards in the next like 2 turns or so, he's actually going to overdraw at least 2 cards. Additionally, If one of those overdrawn cards were Bahamut, that's actually very, very good for me because it now puts him down a bit. 2, if he doesn't answer this Baha, like if he tries to just if he tries to just like hold it back by just like warding up or something like that, I can smash through that ward, and because the Baha will be able to go face, I can push through enough damage to kill him next turn. So this is a do or die situation for him. Like, he doesn't know it yet, but it is definitely a do or die situation. I'm actually in a really good spot because I guarantee you he wasn't expecting for me to have a Baha of my own. The hidden Baha is the deadliest Baha, or sorry, the Baha that didn't come from Dragon is the deadliest Baha because you did not see that Baha coming. So let's go ahead and see what he does here. Here he plays a Dragoon Scyther. Again, anytime he plays a Dragoon Scyther, that's basically a free turn for me because he can't actually develop anything of note in that turn. Yep. Like, as you see here, like the best he's able to do is just go Rahab plus Ayala. That's fine by me. So here I pick up Singer. Now, this turn was an interesting turn for me. There were a lot of different options I had that I could go for. Now, the option that I ultimately decided to go for is probably the most risky option. Sorry, it's probably the most riskiest of all of these options. However, I was okay with doing this because he did overdraw quite a few cards, and I didn't want to use up my Evo quite just yet. Now, again, if he can clear this, then yeah, I'm gonna just lose on the spot. However, I felt like it was okay for me to do this, at least right just now, because I did want to draw some cards, because having 3 Alberts in your hand is not the best spot to be in. Additionally, because he still has an Evo left, he can go ahead and clear off my Albert. But thinking about it now, like, definitely the Albert play was like the best or safest line of play. However, ultimately what I'll decide to do is I'll go ahead and go Singer plus Sahaquil. I make this play because, like, I'm not expecting him to want to drop another Baha on me, because yeah, like, he's drawn a lot of cards, but like, there's a chance he's also overdrawn some Bahas as well. So if he has in fact overdrawn at least one Baha, which is what I'm hoping, that I'm hoping that he's maybe afraid of the fact that I might have another Baha of my own. But definitely, if you're not feeling brave, definitely the Albert Evo is the safest line of play, because you go for the Albert Evo. If he drops the Baha on you, that's fine. You don't care, because you can go ahead and go Saha Ishafil, suicide both of these, or actually suicide the Singer. But and that'll be fine as well. But yeah. So I'll go ahead and go Singer, see what I draw first. Like, I pick up the Grimnir. Picking up the Grimnir is nice. Now, for me, like, if I pick up either Sahaquil, or if I pick up Baha, that's good for me. Like, so I have like 3 draws in 24 for any of these. Additionally, the Grimnir might be able to stick me a turn as well. But here he just drops the Baha like it's hot. I pick up another Baha by chance, and this is good. Now again, if I picked up a Sahaquil, that would have been fine too. But definitely picking up the Baha was the most ideal. So he's already used 2 Scythers, 2 Bahas. So if I Baha this, he's gonna have a lot of difficulty answering it. I don't think he has the 3rd Baha, and this is fine. So right now I'm actually in a great spot, because he's used up a lot of resources. He's drawn a lot of cards. Look at me. Look how many cards look how much further he's ahead of me in cards, and how I still somehow have more cards than him. Like he's drawn 9 extra cards, but I still have a bigger hand size than him. Like, I have like 8 cards, just because the Kaiser has been slowly just every time it comes back to my hand, like it's essentially an infinite, like, not really plus. It's not really like a plus or a minus, but just like an infinite additional card in my hand, and that's always good. So I'll go ahead and drop a counter Baha on him. Again, ideally for me, the best way for him to answer this would be with a Scyther, because it means he can't actually develop anything. Again, if he can't develop, this means that maybe this means that maybe I can go for an Albert play now. But instead he plays with the Sybil. The Sybil is bad for me. The Sybil means I can't actually go for an Albert play. Now, I know he still has 2 more Sybils left in his deck, so instead what I'm going to opt for is I'm just going to opt to just like grind him out of cards, because he's so many cards ahead of me in Fatigue, and I still have the Evo advantage. And the Grimnir, because it's at 3 HP, it now forces him to probably use an Evo. If he chooses to not use an Evo, I can just do whatever I want. Like, you do not want for me to have an Albert behind an Evo. Here, he keeps drawing more cards. Yep, that's right. Use all of your heals. Yep, go ahead and play the Sybil as well. Don't Evo it. Yep, cool. So now what I'll go ahead and do is I'll just go ahead and play up the Albert. I'll go ahead and kill off his Sybil. Because the Albert's enhanced, Albert will be at full HP. and my board is at a perfect HP value. The reason why it's a perfect HP value is because like, if you guys Breath of Salamander, it only kills the Albert, but the Albert isn't only the only issue here. The other issue is the fact that Grimnir is a ward, which means that if I have additional Alberts, I can go ahead and keep making this play until one of them gets you. But again, we see that because he's still drawing cards, I don't even need to kill him with the Albert if I don't need to. I can just wait for him to run out of things to do. Now, obviously, that's not a play you should go for. Well, it's not a play they should like aim to go for every single game. But in this game, because he's drawn so many cards, like without respecting the fact that he's like so dangerously close to fatigue, that I just go for this. Here he plays with Saga for the Israfil, or it might be for a Lucifer. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, it's for Lucifer. This is good for me because like now he's finally out of Evo points. Now he is at full again, but he's finally out of Evo points, which means that now him playing out stuff like Lucifer, that's not always good for him, and it now means that I can have my way with him because I have 2 more Evos and I have 2 more Alberts. So here, initially I wasn't gonna try to go for game, but now I can actually try to go for game because I'm able to pick up the second Israfil. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and I'll show him the Israfil that I've had this entire time. Unfortunately, it will mean that the Israfil will most likely die, but that's fine. I don't care. Because he's used up so much spot removal, he's used up 2 Salamanders, a Blazing Breath, or sorry, it might actually be 3 Salamanders now. 2 or 3 Salamanders, a Blazing Breath, I believe that was his second or his third Saha, and that's good for me because like he's just, you know, he's run out of things to do. So in the event that the Israfil sticks, which is a strong chance that she might stick, because it means that he needs to have 2 forms of spot removal in order to clear, or just needs to have the Salamander, but he's already used up most of his Salamanders. In the event that it sticks, or he doesn't, you know, want to overextend it into a Baja, which he might not have, then he just dies with the Albert. So we'll go ahead and make that play now. If you didn't have the second Israfil, you'd probably just use Albert Evo instead, because that'll clear off both things, and you'll have you have an Albert that's threatening to do 10 damage by itself. But yeah, I'll go ahead and make this play now. He makes it as pro play of his own. That's not the play, friend, because now he's just dead to Albert. Yep, Sky Knight's assemble, and on turn 16 we finally get him. Additionally, I still somehow have more cards in hand than him, so that's also that. Yep, Sky Knights, let's do it. And now he's just dead. Like, now I'm not gonna lie to you, like this game was like very hard and kind of like difficult because like you had to, because even though I've like mentioned all these things, like there are certain versions of Dragon that can like still kind of get you. Like for example, if you don't have Amulet Destruction, then the versions of Dragon that are playing Poly, which isn't as common right now, but still it's like popping up a little bit here and there in popularity. Then like those versions of Dragon will get you, unless of course you have Amulet Destruction of some sort, which not every class has main deck answers to. If your versus like Queen combo or whatever, and you don't have heals, then yeah, you're also gonna be in a pretty rough spot as well, because you can't actually ward up all the time. But overall, like if you're willing to like pace yourself, and you're playing like all these things that like conveniently helps like beat Dragon, like that doesn't like require you to like make like a huge commitment to do. Like for example, Maisie, that's not a huge commitment. Sokol, Sokol's kind of a commitment, but not really. And then lastly, like Bahamut, yeah, things like that. But overall, again, like Dragon's not, you know, it's not unbeatable. Like I mean, granted, like it's pretty bullshit sometimes, but then again, like most decks are pretty bullshit sometimes. But you can beat it. Like you can beat it. It just takes you know a lot of games and a lot of patience. If you enjoyed the video, go and leave a like, go and hit subscribe, and if you haven't, let me know what you think about Dragon in the current meta game. Let me also know what you think about Sword in the current meta game down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching.